Stream should be live. Hello everyone. Welcome to a stream with Noelle, formerly known as Alubrys, doing a little bit of gameplay analysis. Welcome,
Howdy, hey.
Noelle. How are you doing today?
Woke up, got a pretty good night's sleep, played a little bit of games with a couple Kens and a couple of Dachis.
Is that a good experience or a bad experience?
Well, both Adachis were not in the States, so I had really bad connection.
I see.
But the two Kens, they were thankfully NA, so I got some decent games.
Very nice. And yeah, good to hear. And hello Yoshi, good to see the chat's working. Do let me know if the audio levels are okay. I did a brief check, but I can't quite be sure. But yeah, welcome. So, what we are doing today is taking a little bit of a look at some games that you sent me, which were very nicely recorded, so thank you for that.
No problem.
And it was a set with a Shadow Yukari. So, first things first, how did you feel about that set?
The set against the Shadow Yukari kind of just made me feel lost.
Yeah. In what way? What do you think you didn't understand? Well, I suppose it's a difficult question, but what felt wrong?
It's like I struggle trying to keep Yukari locked down.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, it's like trying to keep Yukari blocking rather than fucking just super jumping out of everything and being like woohoo wacky pizza man.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, Yukari... I mean, just in general in this game, super jumping is quite a strong option. And Yukari especially has a lot of nice things she can do. Those fans are deadly in this version. They're a lot faster than they used to be with less recovery. And yeah, it is tough. But there are ways...
Yukiko?
Yeah.
Yeah. You were saying Yukari, my bad.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I have Yukari on my screen, which is why I'm saying Yukari, because your stream archive has Yukari on the front. But yeah, Yukiko, you're right. Yeah, Yukari is a whole lot more problems, but yeah, Yukiko, yeah, those fans are pretty deadly, so understandable to be honest. Did you on the end of that set? Did you happen to lab anything or ask Canny for any advice, or did you do anything afterwards?
Not really, because I was going to eventually rewatch this over, and then I forgot to.
Fair enough. It is a very difficult matchup with very specific answers that you need to use. Even I haven't fully gone through it yet, because the only one that I've really played is the PC one. I can't remember what it's Svent, who I have played a few times, and even I don't do that well against Svent. Go positive, but it's really tough.
Yeah, Svent makes it really hard to approach.
Yeah, they know what they're doing, but
they have really good fan placement and extremely good movement at that.
Very true, very true. But speaking of how these players play, do you feel like you got a feel for how Canny plays? Did you understand any of
Yeah,
that? Yeah, what did you think?
more along like as the set went on, I didn't have the best answers, I know, but I started being able to deal with some things that were causing me trouble,
Hmm.
specifically the unblockable setup.
All right, and what
Like
was your
I
answer
didn't
that you found?
um sadly DP, but it was working.
Yeah, if it
I know that
works.
I know I can delay tech now
Hmm.
on the unblockable and just get yellow beaded rather than just full on reset.
Hmm.
But I didn't realize that like the first couple of times, and I just started DPing it because Kenny never disrespected my DP.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, an answer's an answer as long as it works, and it sounds like you found the second answer too, which is good. And yeah, this matchup specifically, it's quite nasty. You do have some very specific answers that you have to lab for example, like full screen unblockable Miragi 9. But yeah, it's tough, and I think you did quite well. You did adjust quite quickly. We're only looking at the first 10 games today, but even then, I saw a lot of nice progress.
That's good to know.
But yeah, very good stuff. And yeah, hey Gallant, good to see you. Thanks for letting me know the sound's fine. And yeah, so I think overall the things that I really picked out as maybe things we can discuss and look at changing. The first was, yeah, responding to an opponent's threats. So you have a lot of buttons that you like to press in neutral, and sort of a game plan that you like to run, from what I can tell. Lots of jump 2Bs, sort of fishing for big hits. And while that's great and it can work, I think Kanye was taking advantage of that and just not moving into those areas. And it did kind of hurt things, and like you were getting tagged quite a bit more than you should have done.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's something we can look at. And sort of with Alubrys, it's a lot about space control. I know she doesn't control a lot of the space, but you have buttons to do that. Some are better, some are worse. But it's something
I
you
got
really
a
need
pretty
to think.
nasty instant air dash habit.
Well, I mean, the instant air dash habit is fine, but if you then shove a really slow normal on the end of it, it's no longer taking as much space, especially if you don't fully instant air dash and just do a single jump, which I think I saw quite a few times. But yeah, other than that, it was pretty solid. You did hold your own, because I think this is a tough matchup. But yeah, that's my first point. And the second point I've got there, which is proper use of character tooling. Alubrys is honestly one of the hardest characters to pilot in the game in terms of combo selection. And you were playing Stabrys, which is the even harder version of that.
Even harder.
I mean, I don't know if you saw like Kier in the tournament recently. He just couldn't choose. He couldn't find his combos, and I don't blame him. It's really, really hard. And I was watching STDT today, and even he couldn't find his combos, and he was labbing it the entire time. So it's tricky, and there's a reason why you maybe shouldn't if you're really going to try and push to beat better players. But I don't blame you for trying, and it's fun, and we can discuss it as well. And at the end of this, we can have a fun thing where you get to show off what you know and maybe learn a few things too. So
Cool.
Let us first start with going through your footage. So what I will do is get rid of Persona and get rid of Persona for me as well. I'll just mute it. And if everything works well, we will start watching the set at the right point. So let's see, does this work? Alright, here we go.
Cool. Man, only 12 ballers away until I reach
And we get
70.
to listen to you commentating as well.
Can't wait
Very
for it.
exciting.
Yeah, I was actively talking during set.
Yeah, which can be tricky, and it does actually hurt your problem-solving ability in some ways.
Yeah,
You did solid regardless.
that's good to know.
Maybe the content creation pipeline is what I am meant to be.
Some lovely singing too.
Thank you.
So I do this
know
to every... Sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, I know Canny likes typically doing air dash back fan toss. For like in the last set we played like a couple weeks ago before this,
Canny really liked doing that. So going into the start of this set, I was like predicting that,
Hmm.
giving me the, which is immediately why I jumped.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. And yeah, I think that I do this with everyone. So what are your like standard go-to round starts for Alubrys? What do you like
Well,
doing?
most of the time, if they don't have like a good round start persona button,
Hmm.
I would like to try and challenge it with like an immediate like sweep or a 5B,
Hmm.
just so that way I can abuse the range that I have already.
All right.
That way I can instantly start trying to gain my axe.
Okay, cool. So yeah, aggression is important. Obviously, not always going to work, but yeah, you make a good point. If they don't have anything that they're going to immediately do, moving forward is nice. But you said you spotted a habit here, which is up back in fans, which makes sense too. So up back here gives you space to look at what they're doing. So it makes a lot of sense to me. I think you were quite passive overall, and maybe could stand with being a bit more aggressive at times on round start, but yeah, good stuff. Let's keep going. And yeah, you spotted that she whiffed something, went forward. Very nice. What was that? Was that an A guillotine and you got mashed?
I think so.
Let's see if I can go back. Just go back 5 seconds. Because that was a very nice confirm. I think that was an A guillotine. In which case, you should be roughly equal, because I think Yukiko's 5A is 9. And A guillotine is -2.
I have the dust loop right here. Let me take a look. See,
Thank you.
Yukiko 5A is 10 frames,
10.
or 2A is 7.
Ah, okay. In which case, at this range, if you did an A guillotine, which is -2, you should still be advantaged, which means that something went wrong here. I think,
I
yeah.
think I did microdash 5A.
Well, microdash
Well,
takes no frames.
I
Yeah.
tried to microdash 5A.
So,
They just mashed it.
yeah, in which case, yeah, you just need to be careful with the tightness of the microdashes, which is a thing that happened a few times in this set as well. So I don't know if you have a way of practicing microdashes. It's a hard one, but yeah. That combo, not sure what happened there. Any idea?
Like of what I'm doing here, or when the orb hit the persona.
What you're doing right there. So you went into an auto combo. Let's see it here. 1, 2, and then you
right here,
dropped an auto combo.
I was still breaking the Labrys stuff.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
Since I was playing normal Labrys mostly against that Yukari, or whoever I was playing before this.
So yeah, switching between two characters can be tricky. It's fair enough.
Yeah, I just needed to get used to the auto combo again. So I was trying to do 5AAB or 5B, but
yeah, and that
remembered
time
I was playing Shadow type.
Yeah, and that time you did a 5A2B, which I'm not entirely sure if you think you didn't think you were going to hit, but doesn't really work until yellow anyway. So I don't know if you thought you were going to hit or what.
I thought they were going to try and mash a button.
Ah, okay, fair enough. So I guess that's a frame trap. So fair enough. That's also a very interesting frame trap. I'm not sure I would advise it, but it worked.
Yeah, at that there I'm probably just mashing.
Yeah.
Not really thinking about what I'm doing.
I guess that sort of is I mean, not to be rude, but it's a recurring theme. There's lots of decisions which don't really seem to be guided by logic, but just sort of, I want to press button now. And that doesn't work very well on Alubrys. It's something I would suggest trying to wean yourself off if you can. Like with one more cancels, you have a lot of good options, including a block string into 2A, which is very hard to deal with from both the first and second hit. So, worked out this time, but you do have to be careful.
Yes, very much so. Especially with Shadow Yukiko, this character will blow me up for the smallest inconvenience.
True. Okay, so landed a counter hit, jump A. What do you think I'm going to say about this?
Don't pump any meter into it and just go for Oki.
Well, yes and no. I mean, you're playing a shadow, and there's a reason. And like taking a first round as a shadow is very strong. And like, are you aware that this is kill range?
No.
It is very much is kill range, and like with pretty much anything that you do from a jump A here. We'll go over that later, but yeah, your kill ranges are surprisingly big, and that's what a really important point I want to make. That's going to be recurring a few times here. So yeah, this was a kill combo if you wanted it to be. It is burstable, but taking a burst is still fine. Like if you make that threat,
from a shadow character.
exactly. So important to know your kill ranges, and this is very, very much a kill range. You also just dropped a combo, but regardless. And there, you might have been able to confirm into another kill without even using Frenzy. Probably just SB Guillotine into B Guillotine and maybe. But regardless, you keep going. Some nice pressure here. Very nice spacing. Yeah, you got mashed. Fair enough, that's a reset point. And that was a very good mash. Even you said that.
Yeah.
Very patient here, very nice.
Basically have to block here. Look for an escape.
Yeah, and then you did manage to get a hit here. What do you think I'm going to say?
I didn't need to use meter to kill, but...
Well, using meter isn't a problem. Like, you don't take it to the next round, but you drop it for doing quite a strange combo. Like, going back...
Yeah, that was a massive misinput.
Yeah, going back in time, what's your confirm here?
2A, 5B, sweep, 2-2A, 5AA, 5B.
Well, you can't sweep 2-2A because that's not a combo.
Or
SB Guillotine.
2-1. Yeah, that's what I'm meaning to say.
Yeah.
My brain's still slightly on fire.
No worries.
But
and then what?
SP Guillotine, 2-2A, 5AA, Microdash Charge 5B. If that doesn't kill, then I can still end it with CBs because I have Hella Meter.
True, but look at the health. Look how low it is.
Yeah.
SB Guillotine, B Guillotine, C Beast. The fastest
Just
way,
kills.
the simplest way, and that's massive overkill at this point. So really need to look for the short and easy routes, because A, it stops them from bursting if they suddenly decide they want to, and B, you're not going to drop it like you did with this one. So looking for the simple routes is often effective, like for a lot of different reasons, and it's what makes Alubrys scary as well. She can kill you so quickly from very little. So would have advised a very short route here, which you wouldn't have dropped. SB Guillotine, B Guillotine does way more than you'd expect. Probably would have just killed by itself without even C Beast.
I could have killed you if I didn't screw up the combo, but cut the roll.
And then round start here, round start 5C, fair enough. I don't think it beats much of what she has, but fair enough.
I dropped this. They should be dead, but I dropped this.
Well, yes and no. So I'm going to go over what went wrong here. So good pick up here. That distance is too far for 2C to work. So the route didn't work regardless. So it wasn't that you dropped it, you just chose the wrong route. You can only really do that if you start to be either slightly closer to the corner than the center, and that was slightly further. So the routing was wrong. It wasn't a drop. So you do need to be careful about the 2C distances. Because are you aware of how the 2C works in this combo?
Not really.
So there's two different ways that 2C can come out. It can come out with persona displacement. So the 5D actually has persona displacement on it, and 2C will be a fixed distance from the corner if you do it early enough. And if you do it slightly later than that, either by delaying the charge 5B or just by delaying it, if they're high enough in the air, it'll come out normally without persona displacement and be right where you are, which sometimes is good, sometimes isn't. So you would have needed that second one here, but I think you might have been too far for that and it would have dropped anyway. So your pickup here was probably 2B.
Chain knuckle?
2B or chain knuckle, either works.
Okay.
There's lots of different routes for the corner. I don't know exactly what set of combos you use, but either would have worked, and yeah, it just wasn't 2C.
Most of my routes are a mix of yours and Kyo's.
Yeah, there's lots of different routes out there. Like the Japanese also use a completely different route, but I would suggest trying to find one and stick to it. Like the ones that I use, they all basically take the same route and are just very slightly adjusted at the end for proration. So keep it in mind. But yeah, the distance here was wrong. It wasn't that you dropped it. But managed to get.
I just did the wrong combo. Got it.
yeah, it's fine though. It is a tough one to judge that on the distance, but something you will get used to.
Drop.
Comboed here. I don't think that was in kill range. This is in kill range, but
I mean, I still could have gotten a fuck ton of damage off the 2A. That was an
I
unfortunate
should've
drop.
and yeah, I think you noted that you couldn't.
Yeah,
I just did the complete wrong frenzy combo there.
Let's see, how much did you start with?
At
So
the start of this
62.
combo, with this amount of meter, I could do double beast, but it wouldn't be into kill range, which I tried to fix by doing the sweep route, but still ended up doing C beast anyways, because my
Yes.
brain thought, or I saw that I had 62 meter and didn't realize how much meter I actually used before going into my supers.
Yeah, it's a tough one because it was quite unprorated, so you might have got away with double beast here. I think it's hard to say for certain, but yeah.
I mean, that's an A guillotine starter.
I should have did D
Well,
version.
A guillotine isn't actually that bad by itself, but yeah.
Oh, what a
Routing is
fucking
difficult.
5A.
I think it's
And you
difficult what
died.
we say. And yeah, you got away with jump 2B there, even though you were trying to go air to air. So worked, but got kind of lucky because that is an 18 frame normal. And I get that it's a very nice move, but you have a move that's 3 frames faster that has basically the same horizontal range. So if you're covering the air to air situation, probably would be jump B.
I realized in the last game that the way I do my
But yeah,
car route,
nice,
I got
you
a
took
micro
that one
delay
there,
to
which is
2B to
nice.
land sweep. I mean, from what I saw, the off of or normal record route doesn't work.
I know I need to like
Without,
clean
like, a
up my
massive delay on
roots a whole
2B.
lot. A lot of my roots are really nasty.
It's something that's really difficult because like even I've been messing around with shadow type today just to prepare for the latest stuff we're doing later in the stream, and it's very hard to know what will work and what won't. Like you do have to use unique routes for pretty much every situation, so it's tough, and you do need to organize it. And I don't even know where I'd even get started, which is why I stick with normal. And honestly, I think normal is stronger, but yeah, it's tricky. Anyway, into the second game. Let's see how it goes.
No, that's just the way I do it. The delay is weird. The record car route is near universal. Weirdos it doesn't work on. I noticed that it doesn't work on Adachi, but it's never gonna bother me because I never will play
Honestly, I'd
show with
probably
Adachi
IB
because I like Labrys
JB.
and Adachi
Let's
way
see.
more.
If memory serves correct, I think I DJB here.
Yep, up back into a roll. So it's still not a bad trade, to be honest. Up back is generally okay. That worked just about.
I'm gonna push a stupid button.
Yeah, these single jumps are working for you into a solid route. Straight into B guillotine, which I see you do a lot. I know you like B guillotine, but it wasn't really working on Canny. And oh, I guess it did. Tell a lie.
Love it when it's 0. That time I actually got the micro dash. I
Yep.
was just short.
You
I think.
did, yeah. So that was a drop because you chose the wrong route.
Yeah, it was sadly too far away for the J2B to pick up.
Yeah, do you know what you need to do to deal with that?
Yeah, I can just either, or with DP or against like this situation.
Oh
Right
no,
here, like
with the far hitting 5As. How do you confirm?
With shadow type, I just go into chain knuckle, but I thought I was close enough, sadly. But knowing I'm not close enough, yeah, just go into a chain knuckle route probably.
Yeah, I think in this game especially, it's very important not to drop. So if you like even the slightest bit uncertain, just go for the B chain knuckle route, and it's going to work a lot better, I think. But anyway, yeah. So Yukiko's DP is very hard to deal with. It's especially because it blocks all projectiles and makes spike and orb useless. So you do need to be ready for that. Wasn't quite there. I think it needed to be a 5A to hit her in time. But anyway, 5B.
Try to call out another DP there.
Yeah.
Now I have to deal with fire break, but let's see.
Okay,
I could
interesting
have
route.
killed here.
Yes.
I should have killed there.
Well, question is, you can actually kill from this. Like
yeah, if I use OMC JC.
No. Well, OMC JC will hit once. So if it's like 10 damage off, then yes. But what you can do is OMC. Well, we'll get to that later. But yeah, there is another answer, which is OMC jump and then B air guillotine. Also works, and it will actually hit all 3 hits. It'll drop at the bottom, so if you don't kill, you'll get hit for it. But if it's gonna kill, then it works.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Interesting choice.
Teddy will forever
But
be the weirdo of this game when it comes to
What's
combo.
it-
Try to go for the no mix.
Yeah, I guess the point is you're doing a lot of very developed and strange mixes when Kenny hasn't really shown that they're doing anything that odd that will get caught by it. They're sort of just either blocking or not blocking, rather than jumping out or trying to block different ways. So maybe consider the simpler stuff, like just meaties into other pressure before trying the weird stuff and spending a meter on it as well. The problem with SB Spike especially is that even if you do hit, your meter gain's now gone. So I'd say be very careful before throwing out metered stuff, especially on Wake Up, because even if it goes the way you want, it's not really what you want. Was almost going to kill here, so fair enough. But so yeah, lots of jump 2Bs again, which I feel like only works if she's going to try and contest you at the short range. And while she does sometimes jump AU, it's quite rare. So I'd suggest probably jump Bs or just move forward and run forward quite a bit more, because it's harder for her to control that sort of ground area, especially when she's jumped.
You better not let my hands get on you, fucking Canny.
I
will kill you.
I DP'd. I should be eating a lot of damage here. The Canny's a drop monster.
Yeah, that's fine. And that fatal chain knuckle is hard to confirm, but I think if they're high enough, you can just 5A after you winch in, but it is very hard to do in reaction. Did a C ball and it disappeared off the screen. That's unfortunate. Does stop them jumping, but I think the pressure from D is slightly nicer. Especially
should have done D orb there.
Yeah. Good DP. Well, I say good DP. You did a DP at counter hit. Do you know what you can do from counter hit DPs?
Off of that counter hit DP, no.
You get a safe jump. So any time where you are able to move when your opponent is just about to tech, you have an instant air dash jump, be safe jump if you want it. So it's quite nice, especially if you have an opponent who's being very slippery like Candy is right now. You can lock them down. So would suggest looking into it. It's in the safe jump page in my guide if you want. But it's a very strong safe jump. Setting up an orb is nice too. I do see Kyo do that quite a lot, and it can work. I guess the point is, how much do you see orb doing? And in this matchup, because Yukiko has a lot of stuff that moves in front of her and she can sort of float in the air for quite a long time, I'm not entirely sure how good orb is. It can do something, but you're normally just taking a persona card, which isn't ideal for how much you're giving up. But overall, it's fine. But yeah, she's out again. And the orb does manage to hit her. You weren't quite ready for it to hit either, so fair enough.
It's a weird range to try and confirm off an orb there.
Yeah.
Don't drop.
And then this happens. Fair enough. Okay, so you got a hit here. What am I going to say?
This is kill range.
Yep, that's kill range.
I don't think 2B confirmed here. Oh, it did.
It did, and you managed to get the combo, and this was also a kill, but you didn't have to give her time to
I fucked it up.
Yeah. Happens.
Oh, you should.
But the point is,
4-4.
yeah, but the point is, you could have frenzied a lot earlier and made it impossible for her to even burst out, because you were basically given a chance by the fact that she didn't.
Now I'm Grey Axe because of a drop combo. Dude.
Yeah, now this round is just gonna feel shitty. Round start Grey Axe.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about it overall, to be honest. Like, it comes back quite quickly if if you hit everything and don't drop.
That didn't work because that was Gray Axe. I'm just throwing buttons to throw out buttons.
Well, I think we've gone over this. Gray and Blue Axe have the same hit stun as green. It doesn't actually decrease. It's only increased in orange and red. So maybe it's a mental thing that you think, oh, it's going to drop, so you drop it. But I mean, double jump B is very difficult even in green. So it's something you just have to be very, very tight with. But other than that, oh shit. Did I accidentally do that? I did. Where are we? Game 2, aren't we? See if I can find it.
Pull up the Twitch clipper so that way I can see.
Kill.
Yeah, we did that.
You were at 1 hour 26:55.
26. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, there I'm just trying to push buttons and therefore I'm not blocking and I get hit with this combo.
Happens. That was a very nice confirm. Straight into what I assume was B guillotine into a hit, which was fortunate. That hit. Very nice tick throw. You get DP'd, which is fair enough. That is something. So what do you think about their DP habits? Was there anything you noticed?
Not while I was playing, no.
Mm-hmm.
I was basically just trying to read DPs.
Yeah, it's tricky, especially against Yukiko. But the main thing that I noticed was the closer they are to the corner, the more likely they were to DP. It was like it got exponentially higher as you approach the corner. So it's something that you can notice in players sometimes. They'll have specific places or times where they like to DP, or specific setups when they see coming. So if you can pick up on that, it'll help you out a lot. But anyway,
I see.
Yeah, this is one that's specific to Canny, but ended up working. You got hit here,
just getting counter hit by
and you
fans.
should have died to that, but didn't.
I tried to SP because my brain thought, oh yeah, that persona's a projectile. And
Yeah.
I got caught trying to fuzzy jump there.
And let myself get hit by.
Okay, so what do you think's about to happen? Or do you remember?
They're probably gonna throw an unblockable Firebird at me. Either that or do some unblockable fire super.
So, what's the problem with that first suggestion?
It's unblockable.
Well, no. I mean, the problem with you suggesting they might Firebird you. Do you know what's needed for Firebird?
Level 3.
Yes.
Bruh.
So that's not going to happen. I guess that's another thing about awareness of resources and like looking at the information that's on the screen. Like even though it's Yukiko's meters, like you should be looking at them too. That it's open information. So yeah, you've seen that she's got Fire Break on, so good. It's going to be an unblockable option. But what's also happening right now?
I'm falling from the air while she's in Frenzy, while she has an unblockable fire move locked and loaded.
Yep, so in Frenzy with Fire move. Here. Well, yeah, it's Frenzy, it's Fire move. Before you even jumped, she was still in Frenzy. So what do you think she's going to do in Frenzy with a Fire unblockable?
Miragi Dine.
Yep, and let's see what happens. Yep, Miragi Dine. And you happen to get clipped. It's very hard to get around that, but I guess the point is, to Miragi Dine, what are your options if it's unblockable?
The answer that I came up with whenever I saw it was just super jump and then delay JD, so that way I stay in the air long enough to avoid.
You can avoid one of them, but then what's going to happen with the second one when you have no more options? I think
the first one's unblockable because of Fire Break, but if she did the second one there, as like assuming I didn't get clipped by the first one, I could block the second one and be still full screen, which isn't the best, but at least I'm not dead.
True, that is definitely one answer. But the thing is with unblockable stuff and like supers that you're expecting to happen, Alubrys has a lot more options on the ground. So if you're like right near the edge of the screen and she's about to throw a Miragi Dine at you, if it's the one coming from behind you, you can D-gears through it. That one's pretty tight. and if it's coming at you, you can chain knuckle through it and winch yourself through. The winch is fully projectile invuln as well. So being on the ground gives you a lot of options that being in the air doesn't. In this specific case, I think trying to get over it might have been one of your better options, but you're also Shadow, right? And you have 55 meter. Or maybe you do now, I'm not sure you did at the time. But I think you might have been able to de-gears or try something else special. You could even try and Frenzy and Beast through it. SB Beast is definitely fast enough to catch her. So quite a lot of options that you have, half of them because you're a Shadow, and it's something you need to keep in mind in terms of your resources. But you could have tried it.
Squidward noises.
And yeah, calling it random bullshit, like, the signs are all there that she was about to do it. There is no way she wasn't going to do it, so it's not random. You knew exactly what she had. It was going to come. The question is, did you have the answers for it? And you almost did, but I think you had some better ones.
Oh, I do. Now I do have better ones.
And yeah, that's what it's all about, like learning these situations. But we move on. Some more lovely singing.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Good to know that my almost 15 years in choir actually went to something.
Very nice.
Going through my DMs with Canny because I know me and her talked about this a little bit after.
Alright. Sort of backed off slightly there. So still haven't seen an aggressive start yet.
Yeah, that's not gonna reach. Getting poked over with.
Yeah, the pokes are tricky to deal with, but you managed to get there in the end with a very nice confirm. Oh, it was a very nice confirm. Was a little bit hopeful with how close you were to the
I don't
corner.
want to deal with that. I'm just gonna burst you.
Yeah, sad.
And yeah,
I shouldn't have bursted, to be honest.
Yeah, that was a rage burst that happens. And yeah, using the 5A well, that was a godlike sweep. I don't know if that was intentional or not.
No, yeah, Canny does that a few times in this set.
And yeah, your burst probably wouldn't have helped you anyway.
I don't think I'm dead. Yeah, but I was pretty close, and then I just didn't block that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's a tough one to block, especially if you're in the air.
Keep forgetting that it's a fire pillar and not just
Yep.
a ground action.
Yeah, it controls a lot of space because I think they can control when it detonates, right? So it's slightly
I
tricky.
think that's the one that's kind of opaque on screen. Yeah, I should have been able to get more off of that fatal counter, but I was slow.
Yeah, do you know what your confirms are for fatal counter winch?
Can't I do 2B routes?
So you have to pick up with 2A or 5A. Those are your only two options that are fast enough. I have a route that I use, which is 2A, 2B, 2C. First hit of 5D, then instant air dash, jump 2B, and then stuff on the end of that. You can also do your yellow axe routes, because you basically get a single axe level upgrade on Fatal if you want to. So triple 5A into jump 2, well, hop jump 2B into picking up with jump A or jump B would probably work here as well. But yeah, just choose one of them, and the fact that you're not sure what those are is the problem here. So learn one, make sure you know what it is, because this situation isn't all that uncommon. So definitely needs to be at the front of your mind, like especially in a situation like this where you have all the time in the world. You need to know what your answer is, because if you don't, then how are you going to do it in a match? It's basically you're knowledge gapping yourself on your own character. So I know there's a lot to learn, but you can't really have that.
I need to lab out more Fatal Chain Knuckle. It's one of my least knowledgeable part, sadly.
It's definitely a strange one because there's been so many different ways that it's been confirmed over the years, and like even I do it differently from other Labruses. But yeah, choose one, stick with it, learn it. It'll take like one evening, and once it's under your fingers, well, you'll have one for the mid screen, one for corner, and that's all you need. And yeah, should be good to go. So make sure you pick one up at some point.
But
Also,
I get the counter hit anyway.
yeah, and that
Auto come.
yeah.
Auto come to get burst back.
Were you out
I'm
burst?
there.
Yeah, but you were so close. I guess it makes sense. Interesting 5D Oki against a character whose DP is projectile invulnerable, but it worked out.
I mean, at the least, even if they do end up DPing through it, I still get the somewhat of a hit stop from the projectiles.
Yeah, and you picked up off of it, which is good. It's just, these are a lot of wild options. I think you need to lay down that you're able to hit them properly and block DPs before you start trying stuff like that, but worked out. So fair enough. Fair enough on the SB Beast there. Good safe jump.
Good tech.
Yeah, I mean, there is an is there an argument for shadow bursting there? Not really. I mean, you are basically on 1 HP, which is the problem. And which is when I would normally say, just burst and kill them anyway. Because you are liable to die to the next hit. But I suppose she doesn't have burst yet, so fine. So, this works. What's your way in?
Winch dash in, no?
Yep. And you attacked, so you lost your projectile invulnerability.
That's what was smoking me. Okay.
So yeah, that's the danger. As soon as you enter any of the follow-up attacks or break, you lose your projectile invulnerability. So you need to keep winching. But I mean, good hit though. But yeah,
Really?
It's unfortunate.
Really?
Got smoke. Should hurt me, but Canny's a dropper.
And then you just sort of weren't blocking there, or maybe try to jump it. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, that was me trying to jump there.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess you kind of always have to assume the worst scenario. Like, given where you are, it's unlikely she's going to do the one moving towards you. So I think you just have to assume. And I think your only way out there is either block or DP, and DP is dangerous. So you might have just had to hold that.
Especially because it's going to drag me towards her.
But then does Yukiko... Yukiko doesn't have that much scary, even if you're in her face. Like, she doesn't really want to be there to begin with. Like, her AoE is quite fast, but overall, I don't think you're that afraid of that scenario. So, yeah, it's tricky. I suppose she can fire break you as well, but...
Yeah, she had the fire break loaded. I was probably going to eat an unblockable setup there.
Potentially. I mean, worst case scenario, you do have a blue burst, which you can use on block. And maybe even on the full range troopers, if you have frenzy, even if you have less than 50 meter, you can use the metered option by neutral frenzying. There's a lot of different things that Stabris can do, and I can't advise too well on because I don't play the character. And there's just so many different things that she can do, which is half the difficulty.
Yeah, you're trolling. Run, roll, run up, throw. Hey, you leave me alone.
Alright, let's get to the game. So this is now game 4. Alright, let's look at the round start again. So sort of just slowly backing off, which isn't really where you want to be versus Yukiko. So again, do have a little bit more aggression at least at times, because it is tricky.
Yeah.
If you give her space. So that's kind of a very common thing that you end up doing, which is
Rolling.
So you're now here, and you want to be. Let's see if my pen actually works today. So you really want to be moving sort of in that direction towards her, because it's very unlikely she's going to be dashing towards you given her tools, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you then... where is it? Here it is. Sort of do a single jump, jump 2B. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be an air dash. But you controlled... The area that you controlled with that was just to like...
Yeah, and then
here-ish.
I get clipped by this fan because I'm dashing.
Yeah, so you like that jump 2B sort of didn't really do anything for you. And you end up doing those jump 2Bs quite often. So I think be very careful with like controlling space that doesn't actually matter or where your opponent doesn't want to be in the first place. Because what's it really going to do for you? So probably either be running up there or instant air dash jump being, because at least then you have at least a chance of tagging them as to where they are. But so against some characters that would have been a very nice move. It would have controlled space where they potentially would have come into and can't do anything to you because you recover immediately. But Yukiko is not one of those characters. You have to be a bit more tactical about your movements.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we continue.
Get smoked by fan toss after my roll.
And yeah, good call outs on these double fire charges. Another combo which again not optimal, but did at least confirm it, which is nice. And very nice throw bait as well. So choice of going for damage route there over setup route. I kind of see it given Yukiko DP, but I'm not sure it was quite worth the damage, especially on Stabris, who doesn't really do much damage through her combos anyway.
Yeah.
So potentially charge 5B into setup, I would have advised, but other than that, it's alright. Very good fatal. Almost baited that burst.
Had the burst read, it's just I didn't hold back, I just pushed up.
Yeah. Whiffed 5A, I'm not entirely sure what that was supposed to be, but that was a very hopeful 5A.
The whiff 5A, that was, I was calling out if she immediately pushed another persona button.
Oh, I see, yes, from the 2C, understood.
Because right there,
yeah.
She pushes any persona button and it gets broken there and I get free space, but...
Yeah, it didn't happen. Makes sense.
Yeah. I just got smoked because they won the mind game there. Yeah, there's that J2B you're talking about.
Yeah, so that's...
oh, I should have done the 5D route instead of whatever I've been doing.
Let me just have a look at the... Yeah, that's the jump 2B again. Well, you can't do the 5D route from air confirms. So I think if you're not 100% sure about jump 2B and you're also not in yellow, I would advise just going double jump B and jump C and then down to the ground again, because this combo is actually really hard to do in green, especially if you're not near a corner. So I would advise not even trying it. It drops far too easily.
I'm getting smoked by that.
It's not too bad. And that was an interesting disrespect from Yukiko. Fan 2B from you trying to cross up. I guess the cross up was a little bit slow, but other than that.
Yeah, I did do it really slow. If I did it fast, it's supposed to beat that.
Yeah, it is. And you can also do it from 5A, which is slightly harder on the fingers, but is quite a nice cross up.
And really fucking fast.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, this should be a kill. I think you do. This is quite a nice route. Yeah, very nice.
I just do some baby combo.
It was honestly almost too complicated for what you were trying to do, but it worked. Yeah, good roll, but 2B is very hopeful in terms of a punish. Like, I think you just sort of got lucky that they weren't blocking after that and tried to jump away. 5A is probably what you're looking for. Like, if you do call out a round start button like that, most characters aren't bad like Labrys and will recover in time if you try 2B, because I don't know if you know how slow 2B is, but it's not fast.
Mm-hmm.
Some characters you'll actually need to grab because 7 is too slow. Yeah, jump 2B I get in that range because she does want to try and move across you. So that time it made sense, because that is where she wants to go. She doesn't want to be in the corner. Lots of respect there. 2A was probably not the right mesh, but worked out.
Oh, I could have gotten a 5D there.
Potentially. I'm not sure about the air guillotine starters. So yeah, punish on Yukiko DP is very weird because you have to attack while the DP is still out. It's just something you have to learn, and I would advise going to training mode and like getting it into your muscle memory. Like as soon as you block the hit, start the attack, even though it looks like it's not over yet. It's very funky, but you have to learn it.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
And good confirm. Very nice. Singing to celebrate as well. Very nice. And we go to the next match, which is match 5. Alright, so round start 2B. What exactly are you hoping for?
Just like any form of a jump in.
Yeah, but is Yukiko A gonna jump in with herself, and B,
Yeah, good point.
be like, what exactly, in what world does that hit anything? It's very, very like instant air dash jump A or instant air dash grab is a thing that Yukiko players do, but it's so rare that I don't think it's worth trying to call it out like that. If you are going to try and call those things out, I would suggest jump forward, jump A. It's very, very uncommittal, very fast. Anyone tries to instant air dash into you, they are getting clipped. And if you just autopilot into jump B, it often gets you confirms. So if you're trying to call out something like that, I would really recommend that as an opener, and also moves you forward if they do back off. So that was my suggestion, at least. I think it's a nice one to work into your round starts. And there you go, jump A worked for you as well. Nice confirm. Put yourself in the corner, but for the mix, I appreciate it. And took yourself back out again. Switching sides all over the place. That's an interesting one. That was a B guillotine. And I'm not entirely sure.
I wanted to get Candy to respect my A guillotines more.
Yeah.
So that way I can continue pressure, obviously, off of doing an A guillotine. And so I'm trying to sprinkle B guillotines in to where it's 0 so they don't challenge.
So, the thing... Do you know the reason why we do A guillotine in that specific scenario?
Isn't it +1?
So, yeah, the point is it's already plus. So you don't need to get them to respect it, because it's plus. If they don't respect it, you win. So that's kind of the point. If they block the A guillotine and you do it at the right time, there's no need to build respect. In fact, you want them to not respect it. That's kind of half the trap. They see an A guillotine hit and they think, oh, it's my turn now. So I get what you're saying, but there's no need because it's sort of built into the move. It's plus because you're whiffing the first bits of it. And even if they don't tech, you just get a yellow combo and it's a knockdown. So the whole point of the setup is that you don't need to build respect or do that. So
it's a case of right theory, wrong application.
Yeah, in a way. So the point is, yeah, the 214A does what you're trying to do anyway. So just do it.
Okay.
And the timing on it is very tricky. You have to do it earlier than you think. But yeah, just do it basically the first frame you can, and it does what you're trying to do here. And you won't get thrown for it. Although throw is a very strange option against that, because it shouldn't work. That was a very nice confirm.
could have frenzied and killed.
Yeah, maybe. I think it is definitely a close one. I appreciate it being either way. That's kind of half the other problem with Stabros. It's very hard to know exactly when you can and can't. With normal Labras, it's very clear. That one has to be an A guillotine if it's low enough. If you're low enough in axe levels, so green and below, has to be A guillotine.
I tried to do it Rising JB, but I got caught.
And that's Yukiko damage. And then you sort of just didn't even do anything here. And at least an attempt at DPing.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they were doing the unblockable until, like, as I got hit by it.
Yeah, that's why you need to be checking the meters at the screen, or just... There is a sound cue for that, which should be buried into your mind, if you haven't already. And also a visual cue with the exclamation marks, which means it's unblockable. So you don't even have to look at fire break.
A severe moment of me breaking, like, Rule 2.
That's another time when jump B would have served you better, in my opinion. So let's go through that again.
I wouldn't have gotten a trade if I did that.
Yeah, so A, they're below you, and B, there's not really any horizontal range to cover anyway. So jump B would have been faster, you wouldn't have been tagged. Some nice resets here, very nice. What happened here?
I tried to do the 5D, but I didn't delay it for the spikes to go away.
You shouldn't need to. That should be an auto-confirm, but yeah, as long as you know 5D was the move you were supposed to do, then good.
Yeah, I wanted to do 5D there, but I don't know why it really didn't come out other than the spikes.
Yeah, again, could have Frenzy, but didn't really.
I should have killed there. This should be death.
Yeah. That's an easy death. And yeah, there are one more cancel combos in the corner as well, once you have lots of meter, but tricky to do.
Yeah, I don't got your OMC delay J2B stuff. Oh, they're too high for 5D, yep.
Yeah, I think so. Let's have a look at that again.
Not only did I do it too late, it was too high for it to begin with.
Yeah, so there's ways you can fix it, but
needed to delay that J2B way more if I wanted that.
Yeah, you didn't have much time. I guess the point is you have to delay the jump if they're that high, because you didn't have much time before you landed again. So it's kind of tough. But if you see they're too high, just go into
jumped up
combo.
JBs.
Yeah, exactly. You have to get a good read on when to just abandon those routes. It's another decent fatal. That's a hard one to confirm regardless. You don't know what side they're going to be on.
I should do 5D here, but I don't because I dropped the pass too.
Yeah, and that's definitely a kill combo.
Yeah, no, they definitely died, especially with how much meter I had and frenzy.
Yeah, that's definitely a kill. Get DP'd.
I should have fucking killed you.
That's also a kill. So you're playing a shadow. Remember, you're playing a shadow.
I do.
They did not have the ability to burst there until you gave it to them. It's a very hard thing because you're looking out for outs in a character that's already hard to figure out what your outs are. Just did a D-beast. Yeah, that's sensible. Easiest to confirm.
Literally auto combo. Might as well. Auto combo doesn't drop there.
Exactly. So yeah, solid. It's just it felt like you almost forgot you were a shadow there.
All 4 people in my Twitch chat right now.
I probably did for a second.
I mean, yeah, if you're gonna play the shadow, you need to use the benefits of the character.
It's nice to see people still
make sure you do.
Persona.
All right, next game 6. I'll try and hurry it up a bit now. We've been going for an hour, so
Oh my god, we have? Oh
Yeah.
my god, we have.
Yeah, it goes quickly. There's a lot to look at in these short games, but because it's only like 20 minutes worth of games as well. But analyzing it properly does take time. Let's look at the round start again. Jump forward, neutral, nice. You got pressure over it, so good job. 5D again. I don't really like 5D because it doesn't really do anything. Oh, thank you for the follow, Komodo Dino. If I said that right, I probably didn't. But yeah, there's lots of things that you could have done, and 5D, it doesn't block string into itself. Even like the last hits, it does very very little in order to help you pressure. So I normally advise against it. And yeah, DPing against Yukiko during Persona pressure, I think you probably learned is dangerous because of how many hits each one does. And it basically just holds you in place and pushes you back.
Damn, I got punished basically for that. Whiffs my DP.
Yep. Somehow they managed to nerf one of the worst DPs in the game. I don't know how they managed that.
Yeah, it's certainly a...
Yeah.
Just Como is fine? Oh, it's Como.
It's Como. Hello, Como. Ah, yes, I do know you, Como. I've seen you around the server. Nice to see you. So, situation here. That's a DP, so you can safe jump if you want it, which you sort of almost do, but then you sort of just whiff a jump 2B that didn't hit anyway. With a 5A, she rolls into you, so you should be able to react to this, and then you 2B, which is slightly too slow to punish. Your punishing on rolls is either grab or 5A. That's pretty much the only thing you can do on Alubrys. You managed to get the 5D here, which is interesting. I think you actually might have been able to fully charge 5B confirm off of that, but...
I've done a little bit of labbing with stuff like that. With counter hit 5D, you get the sweep, but you don't get a chance to go into charged 5B while they're still standing.
So, what guillotine was that? Let's have a look. I think that was just A. But in any case, you have a safe jump from Sea Beast, so isn't necessary if you just want them to block. And
I was more trying to call out the not instant overhead, but the meaty overhead. Because I know Candy gets caught by it at a decent amount.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they got caught high there. You didn't have meters to cancel.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Shadow type Labrys does pretty good into Shadow Labrys and Yukari because you can prevent burst, so that way you don't get burst Titanoed and burst.
Yeah, so you made a good point in your commentary there. Like, you can prevent bursts, but you do need to make sure you prevent bursts.
Burst Titanoed and burst Magaru.
And yeah, the same thing happened twice here.
Just ever so slightly too far out of range.
Yeah.
I wanted to believe.
Yeah, I mean, when you're at max range, it's not even that bad of a... I think you actually get full fatal confirm from B guillotine anyway, next to the corner.
Respectively. Man, I just dropped 2 fucking fatal 5As, man.
And do your B...
Oh, if I got the 2B, I wanted to kill you. But those are like the big ones that Shadow type is really good into. But at the same time, you can just kind of play Shadow type no matter what and do the same shit. I had to DP.
Yeah, you did have to DP there. That's unfortunate. And you got away with it, so very nice. You also got away with that jump 2B, and it just about worked.
I shouldn't have done that, but...
I'm honestly...
Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done...
Let's have a look at your axe levels.
Oh, yeah, I was literally right at yellow.
So, yeah, I mean...
That was dumb.
It's not the worst. You were decently low yellow, and yes, Sea Beast would have taken you to red, but it's also a yellow Sea Beast, which wouldn't have knocked down. So, I'm honestly not too unimpressed with this. Like, it's fine.
I shouldn't have done that, but...
But the thing is, with SB Beast, like, you know why you do it. One of the big points that you do SB Beast is that you have a really nice follow-up, that you can put a projectile down pretty much safely. You can do safe jumps, and you just sort of stood there. Meteor throw I understand, but you could also meteor throw from a fake safe jump. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
And what am I going to say here?
Burst or frenzy. Make
Yep.
the shit unburstable.
That was an
Just kill
instant
them.
burst. I should have read that. You're dead anyway.
But yeah, good. You went back in and killed. But yeah, when you're at that range, you've got to get a good feeling for.
I mean,
I am in frenzy range now.
Stabris really is,
Especially
like,
if you're fishing with like
of
2Bs.
similar power of normal Alubrys.
I'm still relatively getting used to.
The only difference of the two is really
doing
how
that
you
type
want to
of
play.
shadow stuff.
With shadow type Alubrys, you're more.
I'm
You're
just
slightly
now
more
starting
passive,
to
so that
put
way
like
you
full-time
can
effort into learning shadow type stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely tough and it takes time, but I mean, you've been playing Stabris for a while now.
Slightly more lame,
it is
but
something
she really
you definitely should be getting a feel for. But again, on Alubrys, there's way more variables than a normal shadow character, so I appreciate it's difficult. Like, you have to check your axe level as well as your meter, and your meter is very picky. You don't just have a single route you can do.
Gotta know like 3 or 4 routes.
Yeah, exactly, and the exact sort of cut-off points and how much axe you need to gain on each one as well. It's very difficult. So
Yeah, I shouldn't have done the J2B.
So yeah, lots of attacks into nothing, which happen quite often, or attacks like in places where she isn't. So I think it's just being a little bit more aware of where your opponent is and tailoring your attacks to that, rather than just throwing out stuff. That was a nice low. Very nice throw bait, didn't quite get the punish. Just managed to get around that unblockable.
I'm bursting that because I want to win this round.
Oh, that's a fucking nasty JA.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have bursted here, but I wanted to at least end the round with a red axe.
Yeah, I think...
shadows.
So my theory about red axe and burst is that burst is worth more than red axe, just because of how scary opponents are in this game. Against shadows, maybe less so, but I will always spend axe over spending my burst, at least on normal Alubrys. Just because burst comes back so quickly. Sorry, axe comes back very quickly where burst doesn't. And axe comes and goes like in a flash. And burst takes an entire round to come back. So that's my theory at least. People have preferences. And I suppose on Stabris as well, you do auto combo slightly more often than you do on normal Alubrys. But yeah, I would,
regardless if they're better or worse,
value your burst over your axe.
Snarkami, you're a shithead.
Just because of what burst can do. Again, jump 2Bs when you're in range and you don't need that extra horizontal range, it just makes things slower, so you might have got a counter hit there with normal jump B.
See?
So I appreciate jump B is a very nice move, but it's not always necessary.
Grab, I do B guillotine.
Yeah, that's also very strange what you did. Sweep into SB spike. I'm not entirely sure how or why.
That was a misinput.
Fair enough.
So I did sweep, and then my brain just always ends up letting go of down, and so I tried to do 2-1-4 AB, but I got 2-2 AB.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because I did the input slightly too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Get that pickup.
Good DP.
ADP.
Yeah, didn't quite get the confirm on that, although I don't know if that B guillotine would have killed anyway. Would have been close. Yeah, it's an air dash air turn jump to B.
Yeah, I'm literally just pushing buttons. There was no thought going on in my head.
No, and it's a tough one, but you do need to be thinking, especially in a matchup like this. Like, you can't just be throwing stuff out.
I got left righted. Yeah, I got fucking open.
That was a pretty good starter. I should be eating a decent amount of damage. Yeah.
And yeah, the air turns, I mean, I'm guilty of doing lots of air turns too, but even if she stayed on the ground where she was, I think you would have still been the same side. So be careful with overdoing air turns. And yeah, that's just unfortunate. I don't think there's many ways out of that one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, so probably the least dangerous is wake up roll, because rolls are projectile infarm from frame 1. So at worst, you're just eating a 5A counter hit.
And
very nice cross up there. Again, I'm not entirely sure I agree with spending SB to cross up, because even if you do hit, you're now in meter cooldown. But you managed to kill, so all good. Do you know your maximum confirm from that hit?
Charge 5B into dash cancel B knuckle into air stuff, right?
A knuckle, but yeah. Yeah, you can do full corner jump B loops there as well. And in yellow, actually, you can do the second 5D next to the corner. It's the yellow punish route. So you can do a lot of damage and not even lose your knockdown. So more you could have done, but still a decent confirm. You took it to the corner, but room for improvement. Using that auto combo well, it's a lot better in pressure than normals. Again, air turning when she's nowhere near. 1 second. That's probably a kill, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's 80.
That maybe kills.
Yeah, it's close. I mean, on normal Alubrys, that kills every day of the week, probably without using D-Beast. But yeah, on Shadow, it's not quite as clear cut.
It might have killed. Oh, you're dead now, though, if I'm not a dum-dum.
Yeah, that's easy.
Reach out to the truth, all thy sake in the fit.
Yeah, that's one of the other reasons I think normal Alubrys is probably stronger. That's like no question kill.
Yeah, Alubrys has way more clear-cut kill ranges than Stabbrus.
Yeah, and they're often bigger, like, without meter even.
Yeah, that 15% damage nerf does affect Alubrys pretty decently.
It's the damage nerf and the fact that one more burst does minus 200 duration. Yeah, and allows you to 5D instantly. Okay, so this is game 7, I think. Yeah. Alright, let's look at the round start. Jump back, jump A. Perfectly fine. Mashing 2B in people's faces rarely works, just because of how slow it is. I would advise against it. Your mash button is 5A or 2A. 2B is very, very, very hopeful. Did your controller disconnect? What's going on?
Right there? I think so.
Because, yeah, you sort of just did nothing. I think I do see this among quite a few players where they're sort of just waiting. Like, blocking is free. I know it sort of shows that you're doing something if you're down backing, but, like, what is going on here?
I thought I was out of range. That was...
Oh, you said you thought you were out of range. Even if you were, why would you not be blocking? Just in case she does press something, it's free. So, hold block if you're not doing anything, or even hold block while you're doing something, as long as it doesn't cost you your ability to do a move. It was generally something I'd advise.
Cocky.
Got it. I should have gotten punished for that, but Candy didn't realize.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was expecting a DP.
Yeah, stare downs happen.
We could have died if they didn't drop.
And yeah, both sides are dropping, it happens. Also there, you weren't blocking. I'm not entirely sure why you weren't blocking.
Reset. Because I got air neutral tech, and I was still not holding back yet off after the air neutral tech.
Oh, fair enough, if you were looking for a neutral tech. But even then, I don't think it's quite worth going for a neutral tech if you're not blocking. Like, that's why at high level you still see people doing tech punishes, because holding back is just so good in this game.
Gotten more.
Back caught
Tried to backdash Yukiko pressure. It's unfortunate.
Is there anything
often won't work.
Alubrys is using the extra meter in her roots for? Is she playing like Alubrys with added frenzy? It's basically Alubrys with frenzy, to be honest.
So that mash there is interesting because I think the last hit wasn't orb, it was guillotine, which means it was actually her turn. It's probably impossible to tell just by looking at it. But yeah.
Without going frame by frame and nerding it out.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's just risky.
Psycho.
If it's not clear, probably just back off.
Let me drag you out from the corner a bit.
And yeah, sort of a failed cross up there, but also corner stealing is a risky business, especially with someone whose DP hits both sides. So probably would advise against it.
What the fuck were you mashing, bro?
Yeah, now I'm in the corner. This sucks. And I'm trying to roll out of it
That
because I feel
fucking
uncomfortable.
caught me.
Yeah, and also when it comes to air stalling, jump C is your main air stall button because you can do it multiple times in a row, and it sort of keeps you there for slightly longer. And if you have upwards momentum, it pops you slightly up afterwards. And jump D is slightly trickier. And like if you jump D once, your air stalling's over. So would advise jump C.
Got
you
Omega
son of a
lucky with
bitch.
that. I could have comboed, but there's no real
I
way
can
to
answer your
know
question a
how
bit
that
more in depth
fucking
in a
move
second.
combos.
No.
I'm not blocking.
I'm
I'm
getting
trying to
fucking chopped,
escape
bro.
because I want to push buttons.
You
Yep,
are
I
so
try
good.
to sweep.
I mean,
I'm dead.
Stavros
Better than
uses
a bag
like
of bricks.
Happens. I mean, once Shadow Yukiko's got you at full screen and frenzy, you're pretty much just along for the ride.
Honest.
There's not much you can
It's
do.
like she basically just tries to hoard enough
Unfortunate,
meters so
but
that way she
we
can do
move
double
on.
beast.
It happens. I mean, there's still
So that
stuff
way
to
she
learn
can
from the
actually,
game,
like,
and
do
you
Shadow
gotta not
Frenzy
let your
shit
opportunities
and
go
Shadow
when you're up
Frenzy
against a character that
and to do
snowballs like
double
this.
beast, you need at least
Snowballs even
58
more than you
meter.
do.
Doesn't Shadow type gain
Alright,
all
game 8.
more meter on hits? Yes. Oh, that extra.
Alright. Moving forward, very good. So again, you landed a string with a full 5B confirm and only went for a sweep. It's not the worst,
Yeah.
but you can get a lot more from it and get your axe level up, which is usually what I go for. That was a very nice mix-up. At some point, people will get why is he doing the same move over and over again. This time, you did land a string.
What did I do?
Yeah.
What did I do?
You did a charge 2B, which was probably meant to be a charge 5B, but you were holding down for some reason. And then jump B straight away, so that was just kind of unfortunate. Maybe if you have a string out, you have to act in a way that it might hit. So be ready to confirm, like either do something like 5A and 2A, and then that allows you to confirm into charge 5B if you see it hit. It gives you lots of time to confirm, so you don't need to panic. Close range 5C is a bit funky, but you got
Nice
away
air
with
grab.
I tried to chain knuckle. Got bopped for it.
it. So, yeah.
I just CBs, no? What the f-
Nice
what?
air grab.
What's wrong with me?
So
Why did I not
there's
see
multiple
these?
things you can do here. There's some burst safe options, some less burst safe options. If you don't want to be burst safe, you can air dash, jump 2B into full jump B combo, which is a very nice thing that got added this version. I don't know if you know about it.
I think I've done it a few times.
But yeah, especially when you're this low, it's quite a simple confirm and it's very nice. Gives you a lot of damage. Probably could have killed without a sea beast here. But anyway, yeah, didn't choose any beast.
Yeah, I just didn't do anything and get DP'd for it.
Yeah, even I would
That was
even
just
suggest you even
mashing.
burning your axe if
Doesn't
you're not
Red
sure
X
if it's
already
going to
increase
kill.
normal Abrys's meter gain? Yeah.
Just against the shadow, it's worth taking that
I mean,
first
just
round.
doing more damage will increase your meter gain no matter what.
Very nice.
Get over here.
Very nice chain knuckle.
Get a confirm.
Again, mashing 2B Don't mash 2B.
Yeah.
It's not your mash button. It's the opposite of a mash button. It is the 4th slowest 2B in the game, I think.
I just got.
Well, I know
Persona
a
and
few of these
Bulldog
2Bs
shit.
were probably me trying to mash sweep.
Possibly.
Not all of them, but a few of them I know for certain was. That one might
That's
have been
insane.
it, but
In
regardless,
which- yeah.
sweep is still not a mash button, so the same premise falls.
Yeah, your sweep is also one of the slowest sweeps in the game. It's 15 frames. So unless you're fighting a chest move, in which case it's involved from frame 4. But yeah, it's not your mash. So please do not mash it. You will just get tagged like you did there.
A bit slower.
That's a nice jump A. Nice grab.
I
Very,
should JB.
yeah, very nice combo there. You could have done a longer combo, but whatever.
At that point, like with this type of thing, I'm wanting more meter because I'm slowly increasing my win condition.
Yeah, but what's the meter gain of auto combo versus the chain knuckle follow up combo? I think they're probably identical, if not even more, by doing the full follow up. I can tell you. Well, yeah, it's roughly the same in yellow for Alubrys doing the full follow ups versus auto combo.
Hold on. Did I really
Caught by-
hate
Draw
that?
me to blue axe, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one caught me, and then
Yeah, I
it
deserve
was
to get smoked
after
for
this
that.
I realized, oh yeah, I should probably just start DPing it. And then mash
couldn't
DP for no
DP.
reason.
That's
Yeah, that smoked me. That was really hard to see.
Yeah, that's a tough one. There's not much you can do about that, even with your meter. You can't really guard cancel roll safely under that. That was a very nice jump to B. So again, you're getting DP'd out the corner. It's very common that she's doing that.
Yeah.
Very nice orb confirm. Yeah, if you keep doing stuff that isn't 5As or spaced 5A, you're really opening yourself up to getting DP'd.
I should lose to this, right?
Yeah, well, that one specifically, yes, that's a good call out. But I guess the point is, on your, like, especially against Yukiko, you can actually, I think you can 5A jump block, and you might be able to get away with that.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
Okay.
yeah, they're meaty 2B.
I should have killed.
Well, that
I
too.
definitely could have killed.
Oh yeah, 100. Yeah, 100%.
Tried to
What
call
the
out a
fuck,
jump.
Danny?
That 2B, but they're not jumping. I literally fell right back into that.
Yeah, that's just a bit scummy, and there's not much you can do.
I eat like 3k. I'm just getting chipped out, and I'm wasting meter.
Yeah, sort of attacking into nothing again. There's another 5A. That's just like, when would that ever hit?
Yeah.
Jump 2Bs that aren't really doing much. I mean, whiffing normals isn't necessarily bad on Alubrys because you are preserving axe
I
level.
want you to kindly get the fuck off me.
If you're going to gears there, do gears. Because you might at least
Yeah.
force it to block.
You know what? I have the life lead. Fuck this.
Why am I DPing? Why am I doing nothing?
Well, what you said in the commentary is, I have a life lead, fuck this. But
Oh.
you're fighting with Yukiko. That's not going to last you long. Like, you're not really the one who wants to do that, because if you let her send stuff out, you're open to be
No, I don't care.
opened.
Got caught by that. I burst.
All right. You get
Cool, I got
bursted.
your burst.
Like, there you go, me. Just start using JB. Literally saw it work. No more Persona again. That's 2 Persona breaks in 1 round. I think I do just actually go for the full time scam.
You
Yeah, I
do, and it works out. If you're going to start trying to run away like that, air turn before you dash, and you don't have to back dash, and you get a
I'm
lot
fighting
further.
Danny.
Also, super jump makes you harder to hit.
I see.
And just mixing up the movement. Basically, there's lots of movement stuff that you can do to
But
make
yeah,
yourself much
Labrys
harder to
with
hit than just
Red Axe already
constant
build a shit
instant
ton of meter,
air
but
backdash.
Shadow type Labrys with Red Axe can build like 80 meter in a
Okay.
fucking combo.
Alright, really have to rush these last two, because we're going a bit long.
Damn, all that stockpile just for double super? Basically, yeah.
Do I do
You
something
need like
aggressive
minimum
this
58
time?
meter
Unlikely.
Yeah,
by
that's
the
decent.
time you
That's decent.
start doing your stuff to do.
It seemed aggressive at least.
Yep.
What's
But
it
now I'm back
called?
on normal
What the
lab.
fuck?
Mm-hmm.
To do double super. Doesn't
Yeah.
she have
That
any
was just a weird
saucy-
hitbox.
She doesn't have any
True,
saucy
it's not much
frenzy
you can
roots?
do to
No, she
predict that.
does. It's just some of them are just fucking weird to set up.
I
I'm getting destroyed.
did block it, but I wanted the DP, I think.
Come here, Canny. Stop running away from me, fucker. I'm bursting this. I
I'm
don't
just
care. You
getting
can't stop me
eased up
either.
by
Never mind, I
fans.
guess you can.
I think you're getting a bit heated now. Like, that burst I don't really agree with. That was a very nice pickup, though, from the counter hit jump B.
Damn, that didn't get me to red axe. That didn't.
And
safe
then you
jump.
sort of didn't safe jump. I think you did it slightly too late.
Fuck out of here.
I chain knuckle this.
Damn, you got omega time to combo after that.
I just instant air dash like a
I can show you some saucy
silly person.
fucking roots, but
Yeah,
Right
you
now,
started
not
getting
right
very
now.
heated here. I think you probably needed to take a small break or reset your mental if you can.
Likely.
And being able to figure out exactly when and why that happens is important, but that's for another day. And again, you did sort of full combo instead of setup. Probably could have done a setup in the corner. It threatens a lot more. So there's lots of SB combos that are floating around, depending on exactly which attacks you do. I would suggest taking a look at mine, maybe, because it does gain you more axe level and deal more damage and give you a better setup for the corner. But it's really preference if you want full safe jump or projectile setup and further into the corner.
Most of the time I try to float between the axe gain route and the corner route.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's also
But
important to
I'm-
remember that once you're in red, you're not actually at the top of red. So there is still some axe to gain. It's not
Mhm.
just
I
like
don't wanna deal with
one
that, sorry.
number, it's like a range.
No, that was a good 2A. I
Mm.
rage burst.
Yeah, get over that one though, which is good.
please kill. Thank you.
And yeah, good confirm.
Shadow type Leverus has a fuck ton of saucy frenzy combos. I'm just bad at rooting into them. I'm sadly no Aka guy.
And yeah, jump 2Bs when jump B would have hit because it has that lovely downwards hitbox that hits behind as well. So really need to be careful about these jump 2Bs.
Get over here, shit.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely need to jump B more. Oh, I could have done the 5AA route to grab a bunch of corner, and that was just a slow punish.
Okay,
Mhm.
catch me.
DP out because they haven't shown to disrespect my DP.
yep. Respect is the term for the DPs, but yeah. And yeah, got caught DPing that time though.
Okay, I'm not dead, so that's good. This puts me into awakening. But I got
3.7.
unblockable.
Alright, this is also when you started playing normal Alubrys. I didn't notice that when I was watching it through the other time as well.
Yeah,
But yeah, DPs when the opponent is going above you isn't ideal. But there's not really much you can do apart from respect that pressure. Okay, into the last match. And this is still normal Alubrys now.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, roll. I appreciate that when she's throwing lots of projectiles. Very, very early burst. You can tell you're irritated. Do you know the full corner routes?
I do. It's just I haven't practiced it in a while, so I just went with what I knew.
Fair enough. Yeah, did you miss 2B or something?
Basically, looks like I just mistimed it, and so I landed before I got the hitbox out.
But yeah, I think it's just lots of practice needed on a lot of the common routes to make sure you're not
this
dropping.
is where I started. I started getting tired of getting hit by that unblockable.
Yeah.
I missed an IED. Off the topic of Alubrys, do I have a favorite Persona song? Yeah.
Again, jump 2B when jump B would have been perfect. Like,
yeah, it literally would have been. Needed JB more.
Yeah.
Rather than JT.
Favorite Persona song
I should be able to
right
kill off
now
of
would
this.
have to be like Memories of You from the Persona 3
And yeah, also when you do like one more
soundtrack.
cancel 2A, you've got to
Takeover's
expect
pretty
the
high
2A
up
to
there
hit,
from
but
Persona
without being
5
able to
Royal.
2B, so 2A 5B.
Let's see what
That's
else
the problem
do
with
I
Lapis, you
like?
can't really confirm
like
on
Heaven a
site, you
lot
have to
from
predict
Persona
what's
4.
going to hit, so do stuff that either always works, or just do something
There
that,
should be a lot of fucking damage.
yeah, and it
I like
unfortunately
Heaven
isn't.
a lot from Persona
Let's have a
4.
look at that again. Well, here's the other problem with jump 2B. You've now lost your ability to jump 2B again and have your combo still do lots of damage. It's one of the other reasons I don't like jump 2B as much. Because you now lose, like, that's 500 per ration. Now that you've done it twice. And stuff will drop very, very easily. You also did that too slowly, but the combo was basically almost over. That one, you probably could have just done 5DD and killed.
Yeah.
Or basically one of a million things. But
I'm mad that I dropped that. I literally had imagination there.
yeah. That one as well can just 214A or 214B. But again,
Think I get clipped by this 5A here? No.
Oh,
Takeover
good.
is pretty fucking fire.
and yeah, that was also a double jump 2B. Are you aware of the problem of double jump 2B?
Like, J2B, jump J2B.
Yeah.
I know it prorates the fuck out of the combo and does a lot of, or reduces a lot of damage scaling.
Yeah, exactly. So like if you did happen to have to follow up with a burst, you've basically ruined the combo. So basically I'd advise against doing double J2Bs at any point in the combo if you ever can. But yeah. But yeah, that's the end of the games. That's 10 games already, and we're already at 1.5 hours. But how do you feel about that set now that you've watched it back?
I feel like I know where I need to go, at least.
And where would that be?
Because, basically just, I mean, I'm going to the training mode, but I need to figure out the damage ranges more. Need to be more confident in where I know I can kill. J2B less because I'm using it poorly, and I'm not adequately putting it in the right spots where it would be useful.
Excellent.
Where I should just be using JB instead. Definitely need to touch up on some AOA routes. Need to put a decent amount of time into fatal chain knuckles off of projectiles.
Yep. So basically, it's a lot of B&Bs that you need to brush up on. Make sure they're like really in there, so you're not panicking over them in matches, especially on what is essentially a very difficult character. And oh, hey Hero, good to see you. But yeah, I think you nailed it on the head really, and it's really about trying to really be present when it comes to making your decisions. So not just throwing buttons out there because you'd hope that they hit, but because they're the right buttons for the situations. So 2B mashes, definitely not the right button for that situation. Great if it hits, but yeah.
If it hits, it's the best thing in the world, but it's never gonna hit.
As a frame trap, I understand it, and there are fun things you can do with 2B and pressure. Because if you sometimes jump cancel it, and sometimes like go into chain knuckle, like they might try and jump as well to try and catch you, and you'll suddenly start catching them. But yeah, definitely not as a mash. You have a few other mash buttons which aren't amazing, but they're okay, and they are your mash buttons. But yeah, and also watch those jump 2Bs, watch pressing into nothing or pressing into a place where your opponent isn't actually there. It's important to, so a lot of people don't think about fighting games this way, but it's a lot about space control. Like, how much of the screen is yours to do as you wish, and like, can you prevent your opponent from moving to where they want to be? So the thing I say about round starts is, are you giving Yukiko the ability to move into a place where you aren't, and she has the ability to send slow things at you, which makes it her turn? So thinking about where she is, where she wants to be, and how you can move in a way that doesn't move into her attacks but also controls that space is probably sort of the next step in really nailing down matchups like this. And to be honest, any matchup. Like, can you control the space where they want to be? Can you throw out an attack that covers that space while making you safe? That sort of thing that you want to think about, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of like moving with purpose rather than just throwing out jump TVs hoping then and hoping that something happens. Other than that, I think you nailed the big ones with combos. The only other note I have here is micro dashes. I don't know if you noticed, but for Alubrys, a lot of the time you might get too spaced to land a lot of your confirms. So from jump B counter hits, it's important to try and micro dash into your 5As. So micro dashes, if done perfectly, do not increase the startup of your attack. They just give you extra range. So it's something to think about, and if you can, try and work them in during confirms or even just during pressure, it's a very nice thing to do. So worth keeping in mind. So now we go on to the interesting part. If you have more time, of course. If you have no more time, then we'll do that. Okay, perfect. In which case, what we're going to do is I'm going to hide that and bring this back here. And I am now going to experiment with training mode, because we are going to go into a training mode match. Can you throw up a lobby in training mode, please?
Yes, sir. Player match, create room. Rooms open.
Perfect. I am going to head there now, once I turn my sound back on for Persona. So what we are going to do is we're going to do some fun custom-made challenges for you, where you are going to show off the damage potential of Alubrys.
Oh, sweet. Let me pull up the doc real quick. Make sure I know what's up.
Well, I am going to base these on very specific scenarios that happened during your sets. So I will tell you exactly what the setup should be. Can we both control the setup? Or how does it work?
It depends on who's host of the training mode.
Okay.
So if I have it set up, I'm the one that controls all the settings and stuff and the reset.
Let's see. In which case, let's see.
I take it you're not Artiste du Monde.
No, I am not.
Sorry, pal. Get on out of here. I apologize for my rudeness.
Alright, so I have a list of
Go
situations.
away, big bro. We're not playing.
Ah, I didn't know that. So here it says that Microdash 2A has 1 extra frame of startup. That's good to know. Did not know that.
Yeah, because Microdash, no matter what, would take 1 frame, right? There you are.
Hello. Okay. So I am going to pick Shadow Yukiko, and you are going to pick Shadow Alubrys. If my controller decides to work, which it's not at the moment.
Are you tabbed in?
I thought so. Hold on. Come on. Why? Maybe something's hogging my controller. It even says controller disconnected when I disconnect it. Very interesting. I have a lot of things open, so one of them could be hogging the
Don't
input.
think so. Microdash DP can still come out immediately with invul. Lots of Narakamis do it. Microdash DP is some AI behavior.
Yeah, Microdash DP is something that Sven does a lot, which is hilarious.
Just 2A in particular has a unique property. I'll find the page that mentions it. Thank you, Hero. You're a goat.
Let's try this again.
Controller working this time?
Yes, it is. So what I will need you to do is once we get in, I will tell you the setup and you will have to kill based on certain parameters that I give you.
Gotcha.
So this first one is based on one of the early games. So if you set my HP to 45,
Default. Doesn't look like it can change your HP in this mode.
really?
No.
That
Let me throw up a stream so you can see what I'm seeing.
Okay, cool.
There you go. Other than the basic training options, I don't get the other things I need. Other than character-specific options being only
Oh,
on.
really? Interesting.
I can choose counter hits, resets, personas.
That's annoying. That was like the entire point. Well, in fact, maybe, given that we've gone this long, what I will do instead is I will go into offline training mode and you will talk me through what I will need to do to kill in these specific scenarios. So if you can watch the stream, you can take one down now if you want.
Alrighty.
It's maybe Nita as well, because I'm not entirely sure how resets work in online training mode.
It's basically the same as a normal training mode reset. Tailored challenges sound like fun.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually the PFC mod pack is gonna have tailor-made character challenges that are actually useful.
Okay, so this first scenario, if I can get it at the right size. So, enemy is set to 45. SP is at 17. Mid-screen, jump a counter hit starter. Burst is infinite. And axe level will be set to yellow going into red. So, how do you kill from here?
Counter hit, JA.
Yeah, so that's your starter. What are you doing?
JA 5B sweep. Frenzy 214A D Beast.
Okay, let's try that. So you said jump A into 5A, 5B sweep, frenzy, then what?
You might be able to get SP guillotine, D guillotine, or B guillotine into D beast.
Okay, let's try it. Yeah, well done. So now we go into the next level. Can you kill without using D beast?
Likely.
Okay.
From what it looked like in your combo, it looks like it can kill without D beast and instead use C beast.
From the one you just did?
Yeah.
I think that might be a bit tight, but let's try it. Oops. Let's try that again. Unlocking that. Ah, obviously on stream, everything goes wrong. Now that's a bit tight. I think it does work though, because we just did it, didn't we? Is that right? Yeah. Okay.
You might be able to do, after the 214A, you might be able to do sweep into, or sweep, or 214A frenzy sweep.
Well, I think that one worked. I think you just have to add a 214A in front of it. Just to triple guillotine. But that's probably close. No, not quite. So, the important thing to remember...
If you get the sweep after 214A,
yeah.
like JA, 5A, 5B, sweep, 214A, sweep, SP guillotine.
Oh yeah, that might add quite just about enough. Let's see. So sweep, A, SB.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. That works. So, the one that I had written down, which is something that's quite interesting to note, is just how much meter Stavros gains. Because if you can just do... one sec, set it back to 4. I think you can just do this... yeah.
That's at least using burst. I want to say you should be able to kill without burst.
That's how much meter you get. It's kind of crazy. You can do all of that just from a jump A into double C beast. You can put a D beast in there as well, and you do like 5.5k. That's how like overkill you could have done. And yeah, you can actually do it without D beast as well, without frenzy as well. You're right. So what's the combo there?
Can't do 5A loops because that would prorate the combo too much, and it wouldn't do enough damage.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot simpler than you think.
Is it as simple as just do B and B into C beast?
Into D beast. Yeah.
D beast. Okay.
So let's have a look.
I can't find the source for the 2A info. Might be spreading misinformation, my bad. You might not be spreading misinformation, Hero, because at Taku last year, I remember talking to Gold about stuff like that.
Alright, did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the range that you can kill from. You didn't even have to spend Frenzy if you're willing to spend D-Beast. So, yeah, so that was quite like, you wouldn't think that that's like a kill range, but it really is. You really need to think about that. Because
I guess I really don't realize how threatening counter hit JA can be.
But, I mean, I'm only going to do this on this specific challenge, but I will now show you how easy it is for normal Alubrys to do the exact same thing. So the first challenge was kill without using D-Beast.
And now with the extra 15% damage, I don't think normal Alubrys has a problem killing here.
Well, I'll lock her into yellow. I won't even unlock it. Oh, obviously. Why can't I do it when I'm on stream? Yeah, it's the stream nerves. I can do this combo every day of the week when I'm not streaming.
Is it because you're doing microdash 5D there?
You have to. Do the spacing. And there, I did it right, but the sweep didn't come out. There we go. And full into end of that, if I actually do it.
Yeah, that kills.
Yeah, not even finished. So that's that one. You can do it from auto combo as well if you happen to not confirm. And you do like way more than that. And without using burst, I think was the last one. So if we just put it back onto default. That's just like kills without even a question. So normal Alubrys, a lot simpler if I actually have my combos on point, which I normally do. Stream nerves getting to me, but yeah.
You'd have it in bracket.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I land the TODs. I land the TODs not in training mode, but when I'm in tournament.
Yeah, who needs to practice the TODs?
But yeah, okay. So let's move on to the next one, which is yes, non counter hit starter with jump A again, but this time starting with red axe. HP a little bit lower.
Non-counter hit Red X JA. What are my specifications? Am I allowed frenzy?
So I'm getting to that. 1 second. So that SP is at 100. Killing without frenzy or D-Beast through 5 AAA. And you have Red Axe. So this is your situation. Don't use D-Beast. Don't frenzy. How do you kill? With jump A? Non-counter hit.
With non-counter hit jump A?
Yeah.
No D-Beast at all?
No D-Beast.
Or
no frenzy.
No Beast at all, rather? No Beast, no frenzy?
You can see Beast if you like.
Okay. The normal SP guillotine axe should kill, I think.
What's the combo?
JA, 5A, 5B, sweep, SP guillotine. 22A, 5AA, sweep, charge 5B, sea beast.
I don't know if that actually works, but let's try it. Yeah, there you go. Works. The one that I had in mind was...
That's what I was originally thinking too, but I didn't know.
Does more damage,
would...
and yeah, it doesn't have to deal with the SB stuff. But yeah, both work. Very nice.
Yeah, I was originally thinking that that would work, but I didn't know if it would fully or not.
So now what?
But your combo was the original one I was thinking.
Very nice. And yeah, it's a very nice one to do. It's a lot easier than the 5D version for normal Alubrys, so do use it when you can. And the other thing I wanted to ask you was, do you remember... Oh, not that. You did this, if I can do it. Do you remember that this didn't kill? How do you kill? You have 50 meter.
OMC jump 3 hits of 214B.
Yeah. Well, if I actually do it, let's do the combo now. If I can do my combos. Here we go. Perfect. So it does drop at the end, but combo's already over. So there you go. Something to have in your back pocket if you ever need to do like 10 more damage to someone. So yeah, well done. On to the third challenge, which is... what we're going to do is... 57. SP is 75.
Does that affect axe gain since you don't get the last hit of super?
You do get the last hit of super. You armor cancel after it.
Yeah, you still get the last hit of the super when you OMC. You want to OMC after that last hit and then jump slight delay 214B to get the 3 hits.
Okay, so this is the situation. Counter hit jump B with this amount of health. Can you kill by using frenzy on either the first or second hit? So either the jump B or the first hit afterwards. And your axe level will change to red.
Yeah, this would kill.
What's the combo?
In corner, JB, because it's counter hit, you don't need to do the 5A. You can do JB, 5B sweep.
So you have to frenzy at some point in the first 2 hits.
Oh, and the first 2 hits have to frenzy. JB, 5B frenzy, 2AB. Oh shit, no, that route wouldn't work. Time to look at my little cheat sheet, see if I have anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, I do.
Okay.
I have a combo for this. I'm sending it to you.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I don't. That's not immediate frenzy. Do frenzy after the 5A in that combo. So the frenzy point would change from.
But that's the problem. You can't then 2-1-4
Oh
A5A.
fuck yeah, you're right. Oh shit. It would still be the same combo, just be rooted different. You don't get double beast.
Laffy do be kicking. Yeah, I'm doing lots of nice jump A's.
Dude, I'm. Shit.
Would you like me to go over my solution, or do you want to have?
I have the first part of it, but I don't know how I could make the combo then thereafter kill. Like that's what I'm thinking right now. So I would appreciate the help.
Well, let's try that and just do the simplest thing possible, which is just going into the triple guillotine into supers and see if it works.
I wouldn't say it would work because I don't think you'd have enough meter. No, you should have enough meter. As long as you have 58 meter before you start doing your beasts.
Well, if I actually do the combo, you could have seen it worked. Let's try it again. Why can't I super today? One more time, I promise.
Yeah, I think double beast might be the second hardest thing Shadow type does.
Yeah, it's just, you know, when everything's running and you have to do it in front of other people.
It's not every day that normal Alubrys does double beast.
Alright, that should work. There we go. Very nice. So yeah, you could have just blocked out the burst immediately and still killed pretty comfortably too.
So I was just overthinking the combo. I was, okay.
Yeah, so triple guillotine is quite strong. The proration isn't too bad, and it's okay as long as the combo isn't too long or you haven't done anything too weird yet. Okay, and now this one is more just a showing off that this is possible. Locked in yellow. Is it possible to kill? You can now do whatever you want just without D-Beast.
I can do whatever I want without D-Beast.
Yeah.
75 meter, is it a yellow axe lock or?
Yeah, locked in yellow.
Into red. Locked in yellow. No D-Beast?
No D-Beast.
But I get Frenzy.
Yeah.
Do I have to Frenzy within the first few hits?
No.
Okay.
So I can try the combo that you sent me if you like. But with only 2 sea beasts.
Yeah, that would probably work.
Alright, let's try it. Not quite. Couple hundred off. And I added some jump Bs for you. I assumed you wanted the double jump Bs given you're in the corner.
Yeah. Because that route that I immediately sent you, that's like a mid-screen route. If that didn't kill blocked in there, how much was that off? Not
too awful much. That did 5.2. That did 525. JB starter, correct?
Yep, it was JB. So that's with 2A, so it does slightly more damage, but it's still a couple hundred off. So you mentioned an important point here.
I think I know it. I know it. Fucking JB. Basically, like the same start of the route that I originally sent you.
Mm-hmm.
But after Frenzy, you should be able to get all of the guillotine stuff. 214A, 214 AB, 214B, CBC Beast.
Okay, let's try that. Nope, slightly less.
Oh shit.
This one is particularly interesting because it shows off one of the weaknesses of Stabris.
Yeah, because normal Labrys just kills easy here.
It kills easy, but the point is that combos do more damage than supers for Labras.
Yeah.
So a big hint is, you're right that you gave me a mid-screen combo and not a corner combo. And what does Labras like to do in the corner?
D, 5D.
Well, 5D, but Stabris has a really tough time getting into 5D. What else does she like to do in the corner?
Wall bounces.
Yes.
Oh! Couldn't... Wait, you could just do the delay J2B stuff, no?
Yep, so I'll do it for you now.
Okay. That's what I wasn't thinking of. I wasn't thinking of... Oh, because it's yellow. My brain thought I was doing green to yellow. Wow.
I messed it up. This might actually not kill. Yeah, I messed up. It should be a double jump B. Let's do it properly this time. Yeah, and that time I did waited too long. It is a slightly tough combo, but it is very doable.
Wait, could you not do after 214A Frenzy, can you pick that up with 2B?
You can, but then they go too high. There you go. It took me a while to figure out that one. I was like, can I do it locked so we don't have to mess around with axe levels? But it turns out we can't control axe levels anyway in online mode. But yeah, so 2A jump A is a strong link because 2A prorates better than 5A. And yeah, jump B loops in the corner do lots of damage. And do also increase your axe level a lot. But yeah, when your axe is locked, it doesn't do as good. But yeah, that's the route for that one. So you can actually kill from very high, even without burning your axe. So something to keep in mind. And that's quite a lot of health on the shadow character too. So there's a lot to explore on this character. It's just really hard to figure it out on the fly. But yeah, fourth challenge is 67. SP to 26. Red Axe. Fatal 5A starter. And we are mid-screen. Kill with 5A.
Kill with 5A. Not counter hit?
It's Fatal 5A.
Fatal 5A.
Yep.
Oh. I know how to kill here with normal Labrys.
Yeah. Might not be all too different.
Yeah, I've counter hit or fatal 5A, 2B, delay J2B,
5D stuff?
You can do. You were. It's very hard to confirm on Alubrys, so you can do auto combo as well if you like.
5 AAA, hop J2B, 5D, 5 or charged 5B, frenzy. Or am I allowed to use frenzy?
Yeah, you can use whatever you like.
Okay. Then yeah, 5 AA, a hop J2B, 5D,
Yeah.
5DD, charged 5B, frenzy, 236A, or dash cancel 236A. If into JA JBB. Yeah, JBB. Okay. My brain's.
I think I understand what you're saying. So normal auto combo into just a standard frenzy ender. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it.
Because I want to say it should build up enough meter for DBs to kill.
Yep, I even messed up some stuff. But there you go. Simple enough, right? It looks like a lot of health, but you can kill without pretty much anything. I don't know how much delay you have, but hopefully you saw it.
I did.
Very nice.
I'm like 10-ish seconds behind on stream.
Okay, cool. But yeah, there you go. I've also got a message in chat from Saber Unchained, so thanks for the follow, just asking about what to do after Beast C. After Sea Beast, if they tech immediately, you have a safe jump. Take a look at the safe jump section of the guide if you're interested. Just instant air dash jump B, it's a safe jump. If you don't want a safe jump or they don't tech, you can either set up a projectile or just meter them with 5A. Just wait for them to wake up. But make sure you're spaced.
I meant with normal Alubrys? Yeah, that is with normal Alubrys.
Sea Beast is the same with normal Alubrys. So if you Sea Beast, so it looks the same for both Alubryses.
Yeah, it's same premise for both characters.
So non-counter hit. Let's do a super. Just to show you quickly. So let's say you do a combo into Sea Beast. That's a safe jump. So if you do that and hold back, you will bait DPs and you will get a meaty jump. Well, not a meaty jump B. If they do not DP or do anything invul. That is my first suggestion for Sea Beast. But other than that, you can just wait if you like. Just back off slightly and 5A them, which is also a meaty.
You can also maintain pressure off of any safe jump by doing that.
Yep. That is my
suggestion.
suggestion.
Also, if they are waking up as you are air dash JBing, it is probably safe. More times than not, it is likely safe, unless you're fighting someone with like a weird reversal, like Chie, Naoto, Kanji, etc.
Strangely enough, you can actually safe jump Chie just fine. You just have to block low. But yeah, okay. Now, the second version of this challenge is can you do over 7.2k health, which is this. From 5A.
Is that meaty unsafe? No. Or, well, if it's a meaty 5A, yes. If it's the air dash JB, likely to be safe.
Yeah, so the instant air dash jump B is what's known as a safe jump, which means as long as you're holding back and it's a normal type of DP, there's nothing they can do to you. Yeah, GADP
being low.
Yeah. It is very annoying. I do forget it sometimes, but yeah, you just have to block low as part of your safe jump. But yeah, if you're not sure what a safe jump is, look up the term. It's a very useful concept that people will do to you, and sometimes you won't know why your DPs aren't working, but that's why. Take a look at the guide and hopefully it'll tell you what you need to know. But yeah, in this
if you have many questions, that Aura's guide is amazing. And you always have the resource that is the Alubrys chat.
Yeah, true. Anyway, so back to this. 5A, can you kill now that the health is higher?
Still fatal counter?
Yep.
And still a 27 meter?
Yep.
Okay. I need to do 7K.
Yep, 7.2k. This is very, very on the edge of what is possible. So if you'd like me to just show you some of the simpler routes, I can do so.
The only route that I'm thinking that would even come close to that would have been STDT's 5A Fatal.
Yeah?
Where he does 5A, 5B, dash cancel, 2A, 2B.
Mm-hmm.
That's the route that I'm thinking would do it, but I'm not certain.
I haven't actually investigated that one yet, so let's try it. That one does require you to be quite close to the corner, but let's try it anyway, give him benefit of the doubt.
I know you can pick that up with sweep as well.
That one drop. Oh yeah, you can't 5B on that one, so you have to do the other route. Let's do the other route. Ah, you can't 5B there. What does he do to pick up after the other one? Does it just jump Bs? After 214B?
I would assume as much. Most of the time I've seen him do it, he doesn't do the... Like, after the first 5D, he just goes for, like, normal JB stuff.
Okay, that might work. Let's try that. Oh, it's mid-screen.
Yeah, and then it's JC214B Frenzy, Beast.
Yeah, I imagine so.
I also struggle with 2 and 4B combos out of 5D. I need to lab those like hard.
It's annoying because I've learnt my route and it's different to this route. I don't like this route because it locks you out of 5B. Yeah, there you go. 7.3.
STDT's route does work there.
It does work. I will show you what my answer to that was. And
Is it counter hit or is it 5A, 2B, J2B, 5D?
Yep.
That was the other route I was thinking of. Okay, so the combo I was thinking that was gonna work does. Okay.
Yeah, and that does more, but works that way anyway. But there you go. Does quite a bit more. And in my opinion, is nicer because you don't have to pick up with jump Bs on 5D, which is nice. And in fact, with this route, I think it's actually possible, going back to the level we were before, which is 67, you can actually kill without frenzy. So if you do this, and you actually land it,
Oh, that's why I keep dropping that combo. I keep trying to do micro dash 5D.
but yeah, you can kill without frenzy. That's how.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. You can actually do even more damage, I think, by doing one more cancel 2B, 214B, but basically more of the same. So yeah, lots of damage is possible on this character if you're in the right place and you know what your routes are. Don't even use frenzy that one. Whether you'd want to use frenzy and keep your CB, your red axe, or if you want to spend burst is a decision. But
yeah.
But anyway, and final challenge. Well, you can actually have any resources you want, but can you Touch of Death Shadow Yukiko? Use whatever you want. I can give you meter, I can put you in the corner. This is more fun. Touch of death the opponent. Or just kill them.
How much health does Yukiko have?
She has
9.5.
9.5 as a shadow, yeah.
Okay. 9.5. 9.5. No, that comp does $1,000 damage off. No, that combo wouldn't kill. J2B, J2B.
Mm-hmm. Do you want any resources or to be in the corner? Or...
I'm more so trying to think how would I route it mostly, because I know it should be possible.
All right.
Because normal Alubrys can do 11k.
Well, yeah, not reliably, but yes.
So theoretically, I should be able to kill.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think how I'm supposed to do that, because I know it's gonna be like Fatal 2B, J2B 5D stuff.
Could be.
Because that's just what makes the most sense in my head, since that's what all the other TODs do.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I wouldn't know how to get out the rest of the damage past that.
Well, you know what
So
my route is, so do you want me to try it?
Yes, please. I would assume it would be your Fatal 2B route.
No, that's not me doing the backdash, is it? Frenzy sweep. Ah, okay, never mind. That's not what I needed to do anyway. If I can actually do it in training mode. It's always fun when you're being watched.
Yeah, and then you gotta worry about every little misdeed.
There it is. And that D-Beast didn't even hit properly.
And it still killed.
Yep. You can wait a little bit longer on that one because it's a fatal. But there you go.
Time to put this in the dock as well.
Only if you want to, but yeah, that's I think you probably can reach 10k if done properly or slightly more optimized. But there you go. That is what's possible. You can touch of death 9.5 health, 9.5k health with Stabras. It is a very nice route. And that is the end of the challenge mode. Congratulations, you passed.
Well, that's good to know.
Anyway, hope you learned a few routes at least, and like some awareness of what is possible and like what your kill ranges look like, because they are kind of insane. That's kind of the whole point of the character. It's a lot harder to see than on normal, and if you really wanted to push high level and like keep growing on the character, I would suggest at least even temporarily just sticking with normal and then maybe looking to adjust later. I know it's a personal preference thing, and I appreciate if you didn't want to, but
I mean, I got CEO Otaku coming up in literally 2 weeks, so I'm probably just gonna go with what I know.
makes sense to me.
Which, for the moment, is gonna be normal Alubrys, since I don't have all of the fancy stuff yet with Shadow type.
Makes sense.
But it makes me glad to see that other Alubryses are starting to do Shadow type stuff, because it makes it easier to steal more tech.
Good stuff. Yeah, that is a
Especially-
very tough beast. Yeah.
Especially with Kyo now picking up Shadow type against Yukari.
Well, he said he was trying it out, and whether it's actually viable, I do not know. But he was dropping
It obviously
everything.
has to have... I mean, it has to have some merit considering he 3-0'd Flood.
Well, and then he lost again. Not 3, but yeah.
We can ignore that part.
And he also lost the previous round. I mean, yeah, he did manage to, but I think that's more through his excellent neutral than anything. Like, there was a lot of drops there.
Yeah.
So, it's a character, but I think it's the weaker character. But always open to things being discovered. I do hop into training mode on Stabris from time to time thinking, oh, will this work? And then the answer is inevitably no. But
or it's not working as you would want it to.
Exactly. It's just all of her ways of getting into a high damage are very, very restrictive. And it's just rough. She's not built for Shadow. But anyway,
sadly,
that is that.
She has some merits, thankfully.
Yeah.
Once I learn a bit more combos that deal damage that also lock out of burst, I think more people start to realize the strength of this character. Because now that you've basically pushed my head into the locking out of burst aspect part of this, yeah, that's gotta change. I need to lock more people out of bursts.
Yeah, that's like one of the main reasons you play Stabros. Like you were mentioning it, is like, well, Yukari can't burst you now. But yeah, only if you lock her out early enough. But that's not how Alubrys best uses Shadow Frenzy, which is the problem. But
yeah,
if it's a problem that could be solved, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying I've looked very hard. But maybe someone else can look harder on somewhere where I didn't look. So please do. I look forward to it.
Trying my best too. Because apparently no one else in NA other than Kyo want to touch this character.
No. Well, I mean, there's not many Alubrys players to begin with, but even so. And like STDT does play Stabris, but they kind of just get sad about dropping everything because that's what the Stabris life is. But in any case, I think that's it in terms of all the stuff I had planned. Is there anything you'd like to ask, or anything you want confirmed, or anything?
I mean, other than just standard combo routing, not really. Like, I have a few frenzy combos in my combo doc, where it's like, it'd be like 2B, like JC frenzy type of stuff to go into like charged 5B. Because I've seen some of the stuff you've done with JC OMC, and it made me think, how could I use frenzy in it?
Yeah.
Would that even be somewhat of an option that I should still like try and consider and route into, or do you think it's more than less not the wave?
It depends what you're trying to achieve. Here's the thing with Alubrys, you have multiple goals, and it's hard because you get confused between which one you're trying to achieve. Are you trying to achieve more axe increase, more immediate damage, but allowing for early beasts? Trying to do stuff quickly so frenzy doesn't run out. Kind of trying to get your damage out quickly. It's very confusing. So 2B jump C probably is good in terms of proration, and if you're near the corner, 5B works very well. If you're not near the corner, I'd say probably jump C into jump 2B into further confirms is what I've seen STDT use, and probably makes sense, because 5B mid-screen doesn't tend to lead to much unless you can really be sure that A chain will work, and it's very hard to do that in the middle of a fast-paced combo. So it's worth considering. But also 2B jump C is a bit strange to lead with regardless. Like, why are you doing that to begin with? If it's a punish combo, then by doing that you're giving up a 5D. At which point, why would you do that?
I mean, I have it as like an anti-air route as well.
Yeah, in which case 2Bs are normally confirmed with jump B, in which case 2B jump B jump C. But then I normally confirm via super jump, because you can't always trust the single jump to properly confirm into jump C214B, and you might not want to frenzy.
Okay.
So it's possible, but it's tricky, and I think that route's tricky to begin with. Like, I have considered doing stuff with jump C into one more cancel, but that's very, very tight. With Frenzy, you probably have a lot more time, but again, is it worth the risk? And can you find those good routes? And so jump C is very good damage for the Proration, and you tend not to use it again in a combo until right near the end, and even then it's optional. So it's nice on that front, and 2B as a starter is also nice. So it's got everything you want. The question is, can you get out of it in a way that you want, in a sensible way that's reliable? If the answer to that's yes, then yeah, please do explore that. But that's the thing you're going to have to focus on. Like, does it make sense?
Okay.
It's like...
And then...
Yeah, go ahead.
My last thing would be, like, with Red Axe, 2B would go into 2 and 4B other than JC for rooting like that. So, like, assuming it's like an anti or not counter hit, the Green Axe version I have for it is 2B JC, while I have my Red Axe being 2B 2 and 4B Frenzy rather than 2B JC Frenzy.
Okay.
Would that make sense as well?
So let's test something to see if that makes sense. So the important thing for me is on Alubrys, you cannot count on 2B as an anti-air counter hitting because it's so slow. So if that works non-counter hit against someone who's jumping.
Oh, whoops. I accidentally copied a bit more than I needed.
So non-counter hit.
Like I have that, for example.
Okay, jumping.
Which, from my testing, looks to be as if it works.
It looks like it does work. So... Yeah.
I mean, sadly, you can't get a pickup from it, but I'm also more worried about, would that be decent at all in terms of combo scaling as well?
So 2B, while it's a great starter, is an awful combo move. And you've also already done it, so now you've got same move Proration very early in your combo. It's not awful. I don't know how much damage you get from that.
I think I have it written down. No, I don't.
Whoopsie. Yeah, that's kind of the key, right? Like, that's a damage combo. So the be-all and end-all is, if A, it's a combo you can do on reaction, which it looks like, well, it's not fully reliable, because, like, if you look at this, it doesn't always work. So you might want to think about it, but you probably can do this and do something similar. But it's going to be... So the main things you want to look out for Alubrys on are not repeating moves and not doing moves which aren't worth the Proration for the damage they do. And while 2B is a great starter, you tend not want to do it in combos. That's the reason we use 2C in the corner instead of 2B. And just, you can add 2Bs, but it reduces the damage. That's the weird thing about Alubrys. You want to do as few moves as possible half the time. Adding moves normally reduces your damage. I don't know if you know that, but it's a thing. So you have to be careful. And like I said, because this isn't reliable, I wouldn't really suggest it as a good anti-air combo. So what I would normally do on Alubrys is something like this. And that's meterless 6k. But and I did a super jump because it would work on basically anything that happened, and it sort of corrects. So course correction is another thing they have to consider. Does this work no matter how you hit them, and is there a way to, even if you hit them strangely, is there a way to correct for it? Which matters a lot for Alubrys because a lot of the moves are really weird.
Okay. When you have charge 5B in the end of a combo and you set orb spike, but after the orb spike, what are your best options?
So it depends on the situation, but if you're in the corner and you do something like that, so something like jump to
in corner, you have a safe jump.
Yeah. So that's a safe jump. What I just did there. So charge 5B orb, and then whiff a jump A on the way up and jump B on the way down. We're not in corner. So you can also get a safe jump if you orb and then instant air dash and jump 2B them. So I don't often do combos that do this, but let's say you did a... I need meter. an SB guillotine into a spike. You can just dash at them and instant air dash, and you will get a safe jump. Let me try and do it properly this time. That's also a safe jump, I think. I've not fully tested it because I don't do this route anymore. I normally like just, if I am going to do a charge 5
It's a safe jump, it's tight. It's a safe jump, but you have to be tight with your air dash. You don't get a whole lot of time after your dash cancel to get the air dash to properly make it safe.
I normally just like sweeping them again and then sending a projectile. That is my preferred route. So my preferred SB mid-screen route, just for information, is... And if you're yellow, it does knock down, but in green it doesn't. So as long as you reach yellow, which it should do, given this is an axe game combo, that's the route I like doing. And if you do reach the corner, I do normally like doing an orb there. So this is normal Alubrys, so I can do 5 AAA. So I will normally do something like that. So you can chase up and sweep, and you will still get a knockdown, as long as the combo isn't too long.
And then they have an orb in their face, so if they DP, they get smoked by orb, which then allows you to get a 5B combo. But you have to worry about C orb proration.
Yeah. Well, I use D orb there, but also what D orb allows you to do is set up a throw threat, which gives you full combo. So if I set, is in the practice dummy, isn't it, for throw escapes? So if I do something like this. I now have a throw threat, which I can do into a full combo. Which is a very nice setup. You can also fake safe jumps into throws. There's lots of things you can do. I tend not to do charge 5Bs mid-screen because you have to give them a lot of space. You do get the safe jump, and the orb will come in around 3-4 seconds, which again I don't like. You can also, from charge 5B, which I do see people do sometimes, D-spike or C-spike, depending if they're actually close to a wall. Hey Starfy, good to see you.
Oh, what's up, Starfy?
And you see they're right into the spike as well. So there's lots of options you can do. I personally don't like leaving them there, but from charge 5Bs.
Wait, was that you did D-spike there?
Yeah, that was D-spike.
Okay.
So full charge 5B distance is D-spike. And that'll get you where you need. If they're closer, then do closer ones. But
Okay.
yeah, charge 5B D-spike is quite a nice setup, honestly.
I thought charge 5B went D-spike range, but I never properly tested it.
Yeah.
Man. Oh. Okay.
I mean, D-spike hits pretty much almost full screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. I gotta stay awake instead of taking a nap since I go in again tomorrow morning. Let me play some games at some point.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, that is that. Well, in my previous coaching sessions, I play games with the people, but I can't be. Sadly, I do not play Shadow Yukiko, so I think we'll have to stick with the challenge mode for now, and I'm sure we'll probably meet at some point in a set. So
Eventually. Assuming that we actually enter the same bracket.
true.
Thanks a lot. I think I prefer the spikes though.
Yeah, it's a personal preference.
Yeah. Labrasoki really does feel very personable. You can tell what type of Labras player they are depending on their Oki.
So the main thing with Spike is that the payoffs are higher, but the pressure is weaker because the throw is no longer as big of a threat. Although interestingly, that makes throw a better mix-up option. You just don't get much from it.
Because I mean, even if you do end up doing Spike Oki, you still can get full strike throw mix off of it as well.
And if you do hit a spike, you suddenly
And-
get a lot of damage.
Oh no, you got hit by Spike, and then you take 7k.
That's locked in yellow. So yeah, it's a lot of damage.
I mean,
but
even then, that's still 6k, damn near.
yeah,
It's like Alubrys just off of either of her Okis, she gets a shit ton of damage.
yeah, not quite as much from Orb, but still very impressive.
I mean, shoot, 4.5k off of a throw isn't nothing to sneeze at, especially in this game.
True. It is nice, and that isn't. I don't think that's an optimal combo. It's just throws are very hard to root because of the proration. But yeah, Alubrys is a fun character, and I hope you continue having fun with her. And make sure you learn your roots. And maybe I will do my roots. Obviously on stream, I cannot do any of my roots.
Don't worry. I don't think I can either.
But yeah, it's quite nice, the corner AoA route, because you get the turnaround on the charge 5B, which is kind of funny. But anyway, that's it from me. Is there anything else you want to ask before we're done?
I think you got all my questions answered.
No worries. And yeah, I think the only final point I'll make about the combo guide is make sure that it's clear what each combo is for. Because I think there was like at least one instance of like the same starter with like slightly adjusted combos, and it's not clear why you would know both of these, like what the difference would be. So like think about the situation of why you'd want to use this combo, and is it like, does this make a different combo you have on your list obsolete? Because there are so many things you can do, but if you're going to always do one, then why learn both of them?
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Alright, well good. In which case, I think we'll be ending off soon. So,
Alrighty then.
thank you very much for coming. I hope this was helpful.
It very much was. Thanks for having me on.
No worries at all. And
I want to make another Labby palette, but I'm not sure who I want to base it off of.
the wonders of colors.
You should make a Labby palette based off of Aura's PNG sprite.
Maybe.
The cutest Labra skin ever. If only we could, like, properly, or I guess not properly, but, have more custom creativity in the, pal mod.
Yeah, it would be nice, but, you know, we do what we can. Sprites are sprites. They are tricky. But yeah, and I suppose, yeah, the one last thing I wanted to end off is the VoD for this will be kept, and I have now made a public channel for all my P4U2R stuff, because I was just having stuff hidden in my personal channel. So that's now fixed. The VoD will be saved on Twitch for a couple months, but then permanently on YouTube should you want to look back at it. And the link to my channel is in the guide right at the end with notes and links. So have a look at that if you want. And yeah, thank you very much for coming, and I will catch you all later, I'm sure. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.